Hi, I'm Cheryl. I've got another Mother's Day card for you, and I'm really pleased with how this came out. So we've got our flowers are popped up here, and we've got little rhinestones on them. And then I have this kind of lacy sort of doily thing. And this is, it's die cut, and it's one of those die cuts that embosses also. So it's embossed. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, or yeah, you can see it a little bit, I guess. And then I didn't have the stamp I wanted for the front, so this is one of my Microsoft Word things, and I'll have that for you down below in the materials in a PDF. This is actually in navy, and I have it in navy and in black on the PDF. So if you've got a color printer, you can print it in, well, I guess it'll print out in black if you don't have a color printer, but it would be, one will be navy, one will be black. So this is what we're going to need. We need a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and this is 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. We're opening this way on this card. And you'll also need a piece of Whisper White that's 5 by 3 3/4, and you see I've cut it out so that my Happy Mother's Day is centered side to side and with a little extra room down the bottom here. This will be our card front. We'll be stamping on that. And you need another piece of Whisper White, 4 1/2 by 5 1/2, and we'll be using that to cut out our die cut and embossing it. And I didn't do that. I did this ahead of time because, well, everybody's machine's a little different, but there's a way to do it on, I think, on both the Cuttlebug and the Big Shot. Those are the two most popular die cutting machines. And so these are the pieces that I had left over and from the die cut, and I'll be using these pieces to stamp my 5 little flowers that will be popped up on the front. So I'll keep that handy because I think I'm going to be doing that first. Okay, but I've already done that ahead of time. And I want to show you how to do my flowers, because let me show you. Because they're actually two-tone. I used the Marina Mist and Night of Navy on these flowers, so that they have just a little more dimension to them. And then because there's no die to cut them out, they're fussy cut out, and you don't need to sit and watch me fussy cut 5 little flowers like that out. And then I have a piece of Night of Navy, and this is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. That will be a part of our card front also. So let me put that aside there. Okay, the stamp set that I used is Blooms and Wishes. And I used, let's see, I used this flower. I used this flower. I used these 2 sets of leaves, and I think that's it for this one. Yeah, that looks like it. I didn't stamp the inside of that card because I was waiting. I had this stamp set on order, and this just has all kinds of, it's called Sweet Sentiments, and it's got all different little sayings to go inside cards. It's just like an assortment. It's like there's one for Easter, one for graduation, there's thanks. But I had to have this stamp right here for the inside, hoping your day is perfect. So I was waiting until I got that. So I have a brand new stamp, and I'll go over what you do when you have a brand new stamp too, because sometimes they're not always wonderful just out of the package. Okay, and then this is the die that I used, and you can see it's got the for the embossing, it's got the raised portions there, and this is a Darice die. I'll put the information down below about that. And then the inks we use are Marina Mist, used Old Olive, Night of Navy. Then I have my Night of Navy marker, and also I have my Old Olive marker, and I have my little pokey tool all ready for when I put my rhinestones on. It really helps a lot when you're doing your rhinestones. We'll be using some Stampin Dimensionals, and there's the rhinestones. So let me show you how I did the flower. Okay, pull my little flower stamp out here. I've got my little flower stamp, and first I inked it up with the Marina Mist. I want to have my Night of Navy marker handy. I'll ink that up. And then just with the painty tip, this is a tip that's like this. That's the wider one. And then there's a little very fine tip also. But we're going to use the painty tip. Just on the tips of the flowers, I added a little bit of the Night of Navy. And then some of them I went down the sides a little bit. You know, you judge how much Night of Navy you want on yours. I just want a little bit just to accent on the tips of the flowers. And then since I've been playing around talking so much, I'm going to huff on here. And that just adds a little bit of moisture to the stamp. And there we go. We got our impression. And you see it's got our little Night of Navy there. Okay, now one of my flower tips, this one right here, it's on the stamp, it's rounded like that. That wasn't like a misprint. So what I did, I didn't like that. I wanted them all to have little pointy things. So I just took my Night of Navy and gave it a little point on it. So we need to have 5 of these. So I can put one in each corner here, and then if you have a little scrap, or if you want to use your the oval that came out from the center here, you could use that. I grabbed a little scrap to stamp on because, well, I wanted to keep my oval because ovals are, I don't know, they're nice to have around. So that's how you do the flower. So you'll do 5 and then fussy cut them all out. So you don't need to watch me do that. I think everybody knows how to fussy cut. You get yourself a small pair of scissors and just turn the paper as you're fussy cutting. I'll demonstrate. Okay, so I like to cut away excess paper here. I'm just going to tear it there. And so you cut, and if you turn your paper, it works a lot better than trying to keep turning the scissors. So you see, just like that. Alright, so you go ahead, get 5 of those done. So the next thing we're going to do will be stamping the background here. And we'll be using the Marina Mist and the Night of Navy, and then the Old Olive for the leaves. So the first flower I'm going to stamp some of these big ones. I know it's not very big, but it's bigger than the other one. There's the other one. So we're going to stamp the big one. It's best always to start with your largest stamp. It seems to work out much better that way. And I'll bring in my piece of paper with my Happy Mother's Day on it already. if I sound a little down right now, I'm just thinking about my mother. She died earlier this year. She died back in the middle of February. So I'm just I'm a little bit down. And I'm actually recording this on Easter, and we would be on the phone and talking about the day and whatever. But anyway, other people can enjoy these Mother's Day cards I'm showing you. I wasn't going to do them. I thought, I'll do some cards. Mother's Day cards, it's a kind of an opportunity to make something really special and flowery for your mom, So now I'm using the smaller flower, and that's, you see this? And I'm using the Night of Navy. I get busy talking about my problems. That's just the start of it. Oh my gosh. I'm really a whiner today. I just had some hurricane-proof windows put in my house, and what a trial! Because I know I've said in other videos that I take care of my 3-month-old grandson, and so I scheduled them to be done on a day that he wasn't here. And I was told, oh yeah, it should only take 1 day. And 3 days later, and these guys, oh my gosh, these guys were here from like 10 in the morning until, they were here like till 9 o'clock at night every day for 3 days. So the second day I had my grandson, and oh my gosh, the kid, once he gets to sleep, he sleeps sound. But, I inked up too much here. Now I'm moving on to the leaves. And these are done in Old Olive. So he sleeps really sound, but it's getting him to sleep with all the noise going on. It was a trial, let me tell you. And doesn't matter which one of the leaf sets you start with. Just go around any place you think you need some leaves and just put them in. And maybe some up there. I have to leave room because I want to use these other ones. They're slightly different little spray of leaves. So there we go. Oh, and I'm not done with the windows. They're going to come back again this week and give me some more joy. Oh, man. I would be so glad. It seems like every time I have any kind of construction type work done on my house, it turns out to be oh my gosh, just a mess. And I'm not even talking about cleaning up after them when they're done. But okay, so now I'm going to use my Old Olive marker, and I'm going to give myself some stems in here, and just lightly giving my flowers some stems. Probably no one else would ever notice that there's no stems going to the flowers, but I'm one of those kind of people that I notice things like that. And so I want my flowers attached. I want them on a stem. There. Alright, so now we've got that all decorated really nice. You see I went up a little bit on this one side, and then I went up quite a bit on this side. So the next thing we'll be doing is attaching our little doily piece. Now there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can just put your Tombow on and attach it, which is what I'm going to do today. And I'm using the Tombow and not my snail because I don't want to squish down all my nice raised embossed areas here. So you could use snail, that would be an option, but that's that would kind of squish it down. And I just put just a little Tombow all the way around here. Now you can put this on right now, or you can wait and let your Tombow glue dry, and that's what I would normally do. But in order to keep the video moving along, I'm just going to put it down wet. By letting your Tombow dry, it becomes like a sticky dot, and then you don't have to worry about any of the glue oozing out. And we want to get that centered side to side here, and it's going to overhang top and bottom just a little bit. Okay, so I got that glued down, and then since I'm using my Tombow anyway, I'll just put some Tombow on the back here, and I'm going to put that down on my piece of Night of Navy cardstock I have right here. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the inside of my card. And the reason I'm doing that next is in case I really make a big mess of it. And then I can just get another piece and do a new one before I have all of this that I worked on so far put down. So let's see, where did that stamp go? Okay, so I have a brand new stamp here, and it's got a backing on it. So we need to peel that off, and let me grab a block. I've got a million of them. Are you admiring my blocks? I made these myself. I tell a little bit how I did this in another video I have. So I'll put my brand new stamp on my block, and then I'm going to take a little piece of scrap paper here. So always test that stamp, and I'm going to use the Night of Navy to stamp that. So make sure I have it the right side up, and you ink your stamp up, and you do a couple test stamps. Okay. If they're not coming out real well, then clean your stamp real good. I've seen people use sandpaper on their stamps. I don't think I would do that. I think that's a little excessive. But I think if you just clean it with your cleaner and all, there's any kind of manufacturing oils or chemicals on there, that should take it all off, and it should stamp just fine. And there we go. I've got a good impression there. And now I'll stamp the inside of my card. And center side to side and a little bit towards the top. And it's not exactly perfect. So hopefully the day will be more perfect than my stamping. But you know what? I can kind of take people's eye off of that. Here's a little trick. You know, if you just stamp some flowers, we'll stamp some flowers. And where'd my other one go? Let's see, I think that's the Night of Navy. We're going to stamp some flowers on there. One more? Yeah, what the heck. One more. And some leaves, just like on the front of the card. And then no one will ever notice that that's just not quite level. Let's get some leaves in there. I'll put one down around the bottom here too. It'll take their eye away from the whoops. Let's see, where's the other one? We'll get some of these other kind of leaves in there too. See, everybody makes mistakes. The trick is knowing a way to maybe cover them up. And you see, I didn't get that leaf real good. So, well, let me get it up here and I'll show you. You see this one leaf? I only got a half a leaf. So I happen to have my marker, and I'll just fill that one leaf in. There. And then I have a little oops over here, and I'll just put a little thing that looks like a stem there. Let me show you now. See? Look, I fixed the leaf. Oh, I have that little, just a little swirl covering up my thing. My hoping your day is perfect doesn't look quite so bad. And now we can put the card front on. We'll do that next. And since I still have the Tombow out and that snail, I'll just put the card front on with that. Tombow's nice because then I can got a little bit of time to line everything up here. This is a good way to line things up. If you put it down on the table, then you know the bottom edge is lined up. And that looks wonderful. And actually, this does look pretty good just the way it is, but we have those flowers to add. Remember those 5 flowers that we stamped with the 2-tone leaves, or the 2-tone petals? So let me get those in here. And I'm just going to use some dimensionals for that. Not even whole dimensionals. I'm going to use up all these little edge pieces here that I have. So you notice these are not my fussy cutting scissors. I never cut sticky stuff with my scissors that I fussy cut with. Okay, so got those cut out. We can stick them on our flowers. There's not a lot of room on the back of those flowers, so we want just little pieces. Then next we'll do our rhinestones and get a little shine on there. Let's see, one right there looks good. It sure feels good to be back in the craft room though, because I really haven't been in here much this week with our construction and destruction, and this is my happy place to just come in here and do some cards, or just sometimes I just come in and cut my card bases. I'll take some of my Whisper White and just cut card bases if I don't have anything creative in mind. It's just nice to have this room all to myself. Nobody bothers me here. I put up my video in progress sign, and nobody dares to knock on my door or talk to me while that's going on. Okay, so here we go with the pokey tool. This just makes it wonderful. I'm going to use the very small rhinestones. Okay, so you've got these rhinestones here, and then you have these. These are attached. These are great for when you need a little strip of rhinestones, but we don't need them on this card, so we're using these that are just loose. Well, they're not. They're attached to the card, of course, but they're not. They're just one rhinestone, single rhinestones. Oh, hey, Stampin' Up! Some annual catalog is coming out soon. I already got to see it because I'm a demonstrator. You won't believe what's coming. There's some really nice stamp sets. I have to have them. And, like, I don't have enough designer series paper already. There is some really cute stuff. Okay, so your pokey tool, make sure you put your little cover back on, because it's pretty sharp and pokey. And here we go. There's the card. We're all finished. In amongst my talking, we managed to finish the card. So I hope you all like this. If you did, then hit that like button down below. If you'd like to see more of my videos, be sure to hit subscribe. If you'd like to shop with me for any of the products that you've seen that I used from Stampin' Up!, then you can do that either through my Facebook page or my website. And as always, I'll have all my materials listed down below, and I'll have the PDF for this Happy Mother's Day printout too. You just print that out on your cardstock on your printer. Hopefully, I hope you have a color printer because it's nice and navy. So y'all take care, stay safe, and happy stamping.